Okay, so we have our parts here in our busboy container. Very nice, everything sits in here, very easy to take back and forth to the sink. It's a good way to keep it all in one place so nothing gets lost or misplaced. Okay, so now you can see our parts are relatively clean, but there is some film on here, some leftover mix. Again, we want to do more work here than at the sink. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to wipe off the old lubricant. Okay, this way when the stuff goes into the sink and we're washing everything, we don't have lubricant all over the inside of the sink. So very simple. We're going to take this rag, or this paper towel, excuse me. Try not to use rags because they will leave lint behind. Okay, we'll wipe that off. Now we'll also take out our plunger. Now depending on the vintage of your machine, these may be two different sizes. You can always check and reference your O-ring chart. This is a life-size chart, so when we take the O-rings off, we can lay them on here. It'll tell us exactly where they go based on the picture. You'll see that this has a number 3 in both spots, meaning they're the same size. If you have an older model, there'll be two different sizes, and you'll know when you take them off and you lay it on there if it fits or not. Okay? So we're going to do the same thing. We want to wipe off that old grease. Okay? Now it's a preference thing. We don't have to take the O-rings off every time we clean. Depends on your local health codes and health departments, what they require. But it's a good practice every 6 months, take your O-rings off, okay, inspect them. We'll use this little tool here. And the way you know if the O-ring's bad, you can run your fingers along it. And if there's any cuts, if there's any tears, any nicks, that's when we know they need to be changed, okay? So we can go ahead and take the rest of them off. Okay, we'll put this in, put this in. Now we also have our mixed feed tube. Remember, this has 2 pieces. We need to make sure we take this apart. There's O-rings here, here, and here, and we'll do the same thing with the claw to get them off. For demonstration purposes, we're not going to take them all off, okay? We'll do the same thing with the head O-ring, right? Get it in there, pop it off. Okay, our blades. Now something to note with the blades, there's 2 different holes. Okay, you can see it from the overhead and right in front of you. We have an even looking circle and what I'll call an odd looking circle. We know it's an oval, but it's a little funny looking circle, right? So when the blades are in the machine, they're rotating clockwise. We're only using one edge of it. In order to get longer use out of our blades, we want to make sure we rotate them, okay? A way to remember, the even looking circle, the nice looking circle, we can use for the even months. Now we're in November, so that would be an odd month, 11. We're going to flip it around. We want to have the odd circle towards the back for December. We'll go ahead and we'll flip it around, and we'll keep doing that. So this way we're getting even wear on the blades, okay? Now it's a wearable part, so there's no exact science as to how long they're going to last. Some stores do more volume than others. But a good rule of thumb and a way to tell is you can always run your finger along the edge. If you feel any cuts or any tears or nicks, your blade is probably on its way out. Another way you can tell is if you hold it on a flat surface. Okay, and if we see any daylight here, or if it's warped or if it's bent, it looks like a banana, then we know that our blades are no good. They need to be changed. Okay, make sure you reverse them. Look for any daylight. We have a little bit of warping over here, okay, but nothing to be overly concerned about just yet. Now here's our seal that we were talking about before. This closes off our back of the cylinder and works in conjunction with this. This is reversible. Also, our bushing. This does come off. It should come off. Okay, I've seen some horror stories of not disassembling the machine properly it starts to eat away at the inside of the head there where it goes, and it could do some damage to the beater shaft and to the head. So very important we take this off. Okay. Now we have a little bit of lubricant and grease on the end of this shaft, so we're going to go ahead and wipe that off. Okay. So now we have everything contained, everything's in here. Okay. Now you can see this O-ring came off pretty easy, so that's another indication that we may want to change these. If you can pull them off without any resistance, then they're probably stretched and worn out and need to be changed. Okay. That's how we disassemble. We keep everything in one place. We'll now take this to the sink. We'll hand wash it, we'll clean it real good, and we'll get it ready to put back together.